location, right? It lets the authorities know your location, exactly where you're at, and it lets them know that you're in distress. And that's what you should have.
Yeah, because it's GPS, I think, bounces off a satellite, so they can pretty much track where that is anyway, or and better have an idea where you were anyway, at least.
Yeah, where your body was drugged to.
Yeah.
That's why I tell my kid, my son, I tell my son, I tell my kid, I tell my husband, I don't care if you're leaving the house for 2 minutes. Please tell me where you are so I know at least where to start.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and if you're going to change routes, please tell me where you are so at least I know where to start.
Now, Nicole, before I let you go, why don't you tell the listeners out there, now, the listenership, between live and the downloads and, to play it later is around 200,000 for my show now. Why don't you tell people about your thing you do and how they can find you?
My paranormal team is Otherworld South, All Things Supernatural on Facebook. And also my main profile page is Nicole M. Beach on Facebook. But I'm also on Instagram under Otherworld South, All Things Supernatural as well. YouTube, Twitter, all the above.
Yeah, but
I have a show on...
Yeah, your live show you do on Facebook.
I have a live show now that's on Friday nights on Facebook Live. It's at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about all different types of supernatural. It doesn't matter. You have stories. You can come live. Just email me or PM me on Facebook. It doesn't matter, on Messenger, or comment on one of my, posts and let me know if you guys want to join in on Friday nights. You're more than welcome to.
Okay. And again, what do you call it? Your Facebook Live, what do you call it?
It's Midnight Paranormal Stories, Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh, you always have that green. Every time you say that, green eggs and ham, I get hungry. Now, I haven't ate today, and you just did it to me again.
Well, it's Dr. Seuss, and you know how everybody says he's warped or whatever, but you know what? His quote, and my grandma reading that book to me, inspired me to just keep reading more and more. And with my abilities, it ties in together, and that's why I named my show Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh, wow. Well, people, you need to tune into it. If I remember right, when I used to watch it when it was on the daytime, she even would change her color hair with different wigs and dress up and all that stuff. Do you still do that?
Yes, I do. I still do that, and we talk about everything, and also me and my sister Valerie, my paranormal investigator, she also does the same thing with me. And we'll be in Virginia on the 26th with KB and Ray, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
And we'll be live with them as well.
Oh, that sounds fun. I'll have to tune in. Now, you should do for Halloween, you should guys get all these different monster masks and put those on instead of wigs.
Right. And we're all going to be dressed up for Halloween, too. We're going to be down at the lodge in Virginia, and we're going to be going to a few paranormal places. We'll have pictures and go live as long as we can, and that way they can tune in and see what we're up to.
Great. Well, Nicole, I want to thank you. And Karen, do you have anything you want to say before I let you go, too?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to James about what's going on in our house, spirit-wise.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and let you guys go. Night, guys.
Night, Nicole.
Bye, Nicole.
Mm-hmm. Bye, honey.
Or you can even PM me, Karen, because I don't know how short we are on time, but you can PM me.
We got about 5 minutes, and then I need to make announcement what you're going to be doing on my show too here. So go ahead, Karen. You got about 5 minutes.
I can say it really quick.
Yep.
I can say it quick.
Okay.
All right. We know our house is haunted, and we've been doing sessions with the SB7 and all that stuff, and we get video of things moving that we don't know until we watch the video. Anyway, my daughter and I were standing in the kitchen talking, and the cabinet door used to keep coming open all the time whenever I'm standing there doing dishes or whatever. And this time when we were standing there talking, the cabinet door swung open so hard that when it hit me in the forehead, it left a dent in my forehead. My daughter was just standing there with her mouth open. And I keep silverware in the handles now, so the doors can't come open. So after I started doing that, I was taking a shower, and the shower doors started shaking really hard, like somebody was standing there grabbing the handles and shaking the doors. And the first time the window was open, so I thought, well, maybe there was a breeze, I just didn't feel it. But then it happened again, another time when the window wasn't open. And I got really nervous and got out. And I was like, leave me alone. Stop looking at me. I'm naked. And then in some of our session videos, we see things after we've gone over them a couple times, and then we actually watch the video part. We see things moving in the background, and we try to debunk it. We go back and we say, okay, well, maybe this caused it or that caused it. But we've had a couple things where there was nothing that would have caused it. So is it more than ghost, or could it still be ghost?
Well, there could be a lot of things. I'll be honest with you, there's probably a whole checklist of questions I would probably have to run through with you, honestly. That would probably take more than 5 minutes, I would say, because it's quite a list to go through. Yeah, I mean, honestly, any objective interviewer or anybody that wants to help you can't just, with that information, just jump to a conclusion or anything. Honestly, at least I don't. I'd really have to get a lot more information with a lot more questions to genuinely and honestly do the best for you with the best answer. Really.
Okay.
And that's what I say.
Okay. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You can go to my I'm on Facebook. You can PM me, and maybe I try. That's how I help people if I can. I don't know where you live. If you're close, I can go to your house
near Niagara Falls, New York.
No, I'm in Ohio, so I'd probably be out of the question because that's quite a little trip. But you can PM me, and maybe I can find somebody that I know maybe in your area that you can get a hold of, or we can try to figure out your problem, and maybe I can help you over the phone or over a messenger. We'll find out. I'll know more once I get all the information.
Okay.
To truly justify helping you, I'd have to get a lot more information from you with a lot more questions.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, Karen.
Not a problem.
I want to thank you for calling in.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, Karen.
Well, hey, James, if it's okay, I want to tell the audience out there that you will be the relief host. Like, if for some reason I can't make it, or I'm sick, or if Michael W. Hall is not able to come on, like last week he got snowed in up when he was up in British Columbia, you can kind of step in and do the show for us.
Yeah, sounds great. I love it. And I seen where he got stuck. That was terrible. I know the feeling. But yeah, I absolutely love it.
Well, when you get up to like British Columbia, I know years ago I went up there to photograph a ghost town with my son. And we were, I can honestly tell you, that's when I had my Jeep. And it was an off-road Jeep. And, it was nice. The day I went there, I was taking pictures, of the ghost town. We got a hotel. Woke up and there was like about 3 feet of snow.
True, boy, I'll tell you what, that's what you call changing real quick. You better be, that's another thing. When you're up there, you got to be prepared for that, for weather. That's no joke either.
Oh yeah, but I am going to stress people, go out and go out looking for Bigfoot, or they're going out, just whatever. Even in a case, I even looked back, 25 years ago, I used to go out, with my wife. We used to go hiking and stuff. And there was a place up by Black Diamond, Washington, but it was maybe about 15 miles from there. There was an old, back in the 1900s, so it was an old old town was just not there. It was a coal mining town. And they had a big mine with a shaft that went down like 600 feet in the ground. But, there was still some remains of the buildings, where you could tell where the buildings were. And we used to go out there and dig for old bottles, and we find medicine bottles and stuff. And, I was tromping through the woods, and I noticed a huge pit. It dropped way down. It turned out to be what I found out later when I went back to Black Diamond, and I gave some of the old bottles and stuff to the little museum they had there. The guy said, "Oh my God, that's really dangerous." I go, "Why?" Because he said that's where the underground, mine was, and there's a lot of shafts there that they haven't even found yet. And if you're out tromping around, and he said people have gone, missing up there because they've fallen in shafts, and they don't even know where all the shafts are. But
right? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and you know what? When you fall in something like you break your leg, break your neck, who knows? Nobody knows where you're at or how to find you.
Yeah, but these shafts were going down like 400 or 500 feet, 600 feet. So
my goodness,
you're going to break more than a leg or an arm when you hit.
Yeah,
you're dead.
Oh, yeah, you're. They don't even know how to find you to even bury you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But what I'm telling people though, when they go out to any place like that, that's where this GPS or whatever this emergency locator is. It's only a couple $100, but I mean it works worldwide. You push a button, right, and it sends a signal out, and it's supposed to be so accurate. You're within feet of where you are. They can trace you down, and it
may save your life for real.
Well, you get out in places, a lot of places, your cell phone isn't going to work. And, most people don't have the money for a satellite phone because it's expensive. But, I mean, if you're going to go out looking for Bigfoot or you're going to go out looking for old cemeteries, and that's what I was going to get at, too. We ran across out in the middle of these woods, right? An old cemetery from like the 1880s that has been, they closed the town down around 1900. It used to be a train. It used to go up to that town where, they get the ore and people, it had a population of a couple thousand people around, up before 1900. But here's this old cemetery, right? And vandals did do some damage. I guess, with the tombstones and stuff like that. But here's this little cemetery where probably a good 40, 50, 60 people were buried out in the middle of, trees growing, I mean, you wouldn't even know it was there unless you stumbled across it. And, going back, knowing what I know now, boy, it would be really interesting to take a recorder and see if you could, pick up any.
There's got to be tons of stuff there. And, if that was a mining town, you got to be careful because, a lot of those places, they tunneled underneath the towns and even the cemeteries. And, with all the weather of over the last 100, 150 years, who knows what you might fall in, wash in, again, like a pit or something. You got to be careful with that stuff, too.
Yeah, that's what, again, I stress when you go out, make sure you tell more than one person, right? And make sure it's reliable people that you're telling. Tell them exactly where you're going to be going, And again, I just found out from listening on another talk show the other night, the guy who wrote the 411 missing.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a national forest park, right, or you're going to go out and go on a hike on a trail, right, they have these little boxes where you sign your name and stuff. He said that the rangers don't even really look at that, and so, I mean, so if you go in there, right, and you're going, let's say you're the only one there in the parking lot and you decide you're going to go take a hike and you sign your name in that little book thing. That doesn't mean, if you don't come back, somebody that night's going to be out looking for you. So you got to be prepared, guys. When you're going to do all this stuff.
I agree. I so agree. And believe me, I did some dumb things in my way younger period. And believe me, I learned my lesson. I don't go out in the woods like that no more by myself, or even buildings that do investigations. It's just not worth. It's not worth it.
No,
it just isn't.
No, it's like you falling in the thing or me falling through a ceiling almost all the way through. I mean, you got to be careful. You really do. And we just got a minute left, but you know what? These insane asylums and stuff like that, the old ones, where they had the cemeteries attached to it? There's one up here
Yeah.
called Western State, which is still in operation, but next to it, across the road, was the old